Greetings and welcome to Banished. So I've had a couple of playthroughs of this game in the last 6 months or so, and I must say I really enjoyed it. It's somewhat slow paced and relaxing, that is until people start dying. But then again, that also made me somewhat reluctant of making videos about this because there isn't always all that much happening, especially in the early game. But I thought that, well, by now people will probably already know what this game is about, so I just said, what the heck, let's make some videos about this. So here we are. I'll be using some mods for this playthrough, mainly the Colonial Charter Mod. I intended to also use the Fountain mod together with this one, but I found that they seem to interfere with each other, so I had to drop the Fountain mod and just go with the Colonial Charter Mod. But still, this adds a lot of stuff to the game, which is totally awesome. Now, as for the game setup, I will be playing the game on the hard starting conditions, like that, and I'll be keeping disasters on to spice things up, I suppose, and I'll be starting, playing on the harsh climate. I think that adds a little bit of challenge to the game. As for terrain size, I'm using the very large terrain that the mod supplied. I'm guessing that a smaller terrain size would actually make the game a little more challenging, seeing as you have a limitation on the amount of resources you have. But well, let's just go with a very large one, because it's quite interesting and it has a lot of expansion possibilities. And as for terrain type, I've been looking through most of these and I found that Swamp Valleys looks rather nice. I'm not entirely sure what the difference is between Swamp Valleys and regular valleys, but let's just go with this one. The map seed will be random. And as for the town name, well, seeing as I'm totally not good at all this sort of city naming stuff, I'll just be going with something from the random name generator. So let's see if we can come up with something good. Something that doesn't look totally awful. Or, well, I guess something that doesn't sound totally awful. Eventually I'll find something nice. Almost there. Let's see. Elverdeen. Yeah, sure, that's okay. Alright, and let's start off. And the mod also adds a whole bunch of loading screens, which are quite nice. And it also adds a lot of music to the game, a bunch of classical music, which I enjoy listening to from time to time, but unfortunately most of that is very much copyrighted, so I had to disable the music, unfortunately. But still, I'm hoping that all the ambient noises can kind of make up for all the perhaps dead moments that the playthrough will have, seeing as I did mention that it is somewhat slow paced. Now hopefully this doesn't take too long. I think we're almost there. There we go. Now let's pause and let's take a look at where we are. So we are right next to a river, that's nice. Let's turn on the map. That'll give us a glance about where we are. So we got a nice river going around here, and we are here. So we have a nice piece of land to populate. That's very good. And the fact that we are close to the river is also very good, because that will allow us to easily trade. So that's good. And yeah, let's turn on all the menus. And the event log. Let's put that right here. Okay. Well, I guess I can turn off this one now, so because I know what the map looks like. Right. And for starters, we will need to find a food source. The easiest way to go at this is by building a gatherer's hut somewhere. So let's try and prioritize that. I'll need to place this in some sort of cluster. I'll be placing the gatherer's hut with the forestry lodge and the woodcutter, and eventually the herbalist, all at one spot. I'm not exactly sure where. We got a lot of open space here, so I'm guessing that I might be building the town back here, and then I can put all the forestry stuff over here. So let's start off with the gatherer's hut. Alright. I'm gonna be placing down a bunch of stuff first, and then I can pause the construction to kind of make them build the things that I prioritize. So let's put down the forestry. Let's try and put it right next to this one. Eventually they will just plant trees everywhere, so that's alright. And we need a woodcutter as well. Let's put it on the other side of this road, or what will be the road anyway. So let's put that one back there. Now let's paint a bit of a road over here. Okay, that's a start. Now let's try and plan out the rest of the village. Honestly, I could perhaps build a small house back here. Small wooden house. Let's build it right next to this area. Or I could just build everything right here. I guess there isn't all that much stopping me from doing so. It is going to be a very small village to start off with, so... And I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, so let's start off with all of this. Let's get rid of that. Let's unpause. Let's pause the woodcutter and this house. And let's pause the forestry lodge. I want them to make the gatherer's hut first. And I'm gonna be needing a storage barn so that we can get rid of this. Although I guess it's not all that critical at the moment. Let's just leave it at that. Let's build a storage barn later. Let's try and focus on getting all our people a house. Now let's take a look. So this guy extends all the way down here. Maybe I should try and build this way with the housing. Let's build a few roads. Let's extend this one this way. Alright, and let's put down a few more of these wooden houses. It's the easiest one to start with, although I guess you could build a tiny shack as well. It's a lot cheaper, but I kind of want to start with something somewhat decent. Oh, this would actually fit, which makes sense seeing as this is a house. Okay, let's put another one down there, and let's put 2 houses back here. But let's pause them so that they don't build this. Oh, and I guess I should be making them do some things, so let's chop away a bunch of trees. And let's gather a bunch of rocks. And let's get a few builders going. 4 laborers, 4 builders will be fine for the time being. And let's up the speed to 5, I think is decent. I might drop it down to 2 times when the town gets bigger and when there is more stuff to do. But for now, we just kind of have to wait until they build the first buildings. I haven't paused this one apparently, but that's alright. Let's just watch them do stuff. And it's probably gonna be raining quite a lot, seeing as it is on the harsh setting. So a lot of rain, a lot of snow. I'm hoping they can build this pretty fast, because this food will not last forever. So yeah, for now I can just go and chop trees manually, because the forester will replant them anyway, so that's not really too much of a problem. It's food that is a problem, because you can't really make people go gather food manually. So that's very much something you need to prioritize. Hopefully they get to it. We have enough logs and stone everywhere, so... Oh crap. Now I know. I forgot to make a stockpile. Yes, that's an issue. Let's put up a stockpile around here. Problem is that they need to drag everything to a stockpile first, and then from the stockpile to the building sites. which is kind of unfortunate, I suppose. It makes things a little bit more elaborate than it should be. Okay, so this one will be built, then this one. Well, we have 4 builders, so I'm hoping they kind of split up. It'll go rather fast, seeing as it is on 5 times speed. Yeah, look at that. Alright, that's good. Okay, and now let's get one person to work here. Let's unpause a few more things. The forester first. Not really any use of having a stone cutter, a wood cutter if there are no logs. We have a reasonable amount of stone. Let's see if we have enough. We need about 8 here and 8. That's actually enough, it seems. That's good. So we have enough stone. We probably do not have enough logs. Or do we? No, we don't. Let's go chop a few more trees. Let's chop away these ones. And let's get ourselves a forester back here. Alright. Yeah, and let's unpause the woodcutter. Yeah, let's just unpause everything. So yeah, we're almost through the stored food, which is bad. Let's put up a storage barn. It's the simplest building for storing stuff early on, I think. So let's put it right here. So this one has enough resources. How about this one? We still need more logs. They should be chopping down trees. Maybe we don't have enough. Let's chop down a few more. Though I guess we do have the Forester's Lodge now. But still, let's do a few more manual to make sure this is going fast enough. Let's put down another person back here in the gatherer's hut. I'm hoping he has enough nature to go find stuff. He's already found a bunch of things, that's good. He's probably not storing it anywhere, which is an issue. Oh, okay, now he's storing it back here, that's good. So yeah, these people do eat fast, but I guess they also hold a whole bunch of stuff into their houses, so that makes sense. Yeah, okay, we're fine. And this person seems to need firewood. Well, let's get a woodcutter going. Let's drop the amount of builders to 2, so that we can get another forester going. And they should be planting trees everywhere. Now this guy of course doesn't have any logs to chop up. Luckily this person seems to have gotten some firewood somewhere. No, apparently not. Either that or they used it immediately, which is possible. Now this person doesn't have any logs, so some of them are being used to make the storage barn. But still, it's early autumn, so we are somewhat far away from winter. Although I guess it sets in a little earlier on the harsh biome. Or well, I guess it's called the climate back here. And we have a nice river down here to put up a trading post and a sawmill and all that sort of stuff. That'll look very nice. I do like starting off reasonably close to a river, because otherwise it makes it a bit unwieldy to try and set up all the trade, because you need a bigger transport road, I guess. So how are the families going? This seems to be a rather big family. we get 9 adults and 9 children. Okay. This guy still doesn't have enough logs. I guess we'll have to wait until the storage barn is built. It's eating up all the logs for now. Or I could just go and chop away a few trees by hand. That might be enough to make sure that the barn can be built. And so that all the logs can go to the woodcutter first. Reserve of food is low. Well, that's the reserve. All these guys should have plenty of food. Yeah, that seems fine. This guy even has some firewood, which is nice. This one has a lot of firewood, and this one has a bit. Alright, so they are safe for at least a little while. Looks like we got a bit of firewood going now, so it's all good. And this one still needs stone. I guess I should be collecting a bit. But the forester and gatherer also collect stone very slowly until everything within their area is used. I guess this one doesn't. Yeah, as you can see, stone and iron, they do collect some raw resources from the area, but very slowly. Got a whole bunch of young trees being planted back here. That'll look nice in a few years, as this whole area will be very forested. Okay, and now it seems like the winter sets in, so I think we are reasonably fine. Everyone should have firewood. We are chopping. Well, yeah, this person is chopping like a madman. We have a decent supply. We have food going good, so that's very nice. Seems like we made it just in time. Now what are they doing? Just gathering things. Who are you? Apparently I am not allowed to click on you. Let's pause so that I can aim. There we go. So you are a forester. Alright. Now I gotta kind of think about what I want to build next. I could be building a few more houses for all the new adult people. But I'm gonna wait a little while before I do, because I don't want to have them spread out too fast, because otherwise the colony, well, I guess it's a colony now, seeing as it's a colonial charter. So otherwise the colony will grow a little too fast, perhaps. I want it to grow gradual, so I'm not gonna be building houses all the time. Right, so what's the next thing I should be building? I'm thinking a hunter's lodge, because that will allow me to get some leather, and from that leather I can make clothes. So I'll be building a hunter's lodge and a tailor. I guess the hunting lodge can be around here as well. I don't really need it all that much for food, so let's just build some things. Let's extend. You know what? Let's get rid of this storage cart. Okay, had to make sure that I only selected the storage cart and not the forester's lodge. That would have been a bit unfortunate. Alright, with that gone, let's extend a bit of this road back here, and let's put down a hunting cabin. There we go. Now the question is, will they have enough stone? We need 12, we only have 4, so that's a no. Let's go and collect a bit more. I kinda like leaving a bit of stone here and there because it does look nice. So let's collect half of this and let's get this. We don't need that much. Eventually we'll have a quarry. Let's take another look at the firewood situation. This one has a 42, 25, 88 and 12. I kind of wish that the UI would remember which tab you are looking at so that you could easily cycle through all the buildings, that it would remember that here you watch the inventory. If you go here, that it would automatically go to the inventory. It would be a nice thing, but I guess, well, this game isn't really in development anymore. So I guess that'll really never happen unless someone can make a mod for something like that, or unless a mod for that already exists. That's very much possible. Looks like we need a bunch of logs, but yeah, the woodcutter is using up quite a lot of it to make firewood. But then again, the hunting cabin is not critical. I should still have some clothes lying around, or not. Normally it used to say back here. I'm not sure why not. Unless it's this. But that actually, I think this is glass because this is new. Medicine. Normally it says the amount of clothes you have. Oh, here we go. 1. Okay. So yeah, that means that 1 extra person can be born for that last piece of cloth, and then we need to make some of our own. So yeah, eventually we'll need to get this hunting cabin, especially considering the fact that we are in a harsh climate, so we'll need to make sure that all our people have clothes so that they don't freeze to death. And this will also give me a bunch of food, a bunch of venison. That'll go nice with all these plants, mushrooms, berries, whatever it all is. Mushrooms, blueberries, roots, and there's supposed to be one more. Onions, I think. Yeah, onions and potatoes. I guess those potatoes were still from the initial batch we started with, because that's something you have to plant, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I have 13 adults now. I'm kind of tempted on building another house now. Though, as I said, I don't want it to go too fast. Whoever those people are, they are still young enough, have time enough to make other kids, so I don't want to rush it. Because if you grow too fast, you gotta make sure that everything is sustainable, that you have enough food, that you have enough firewood to make sure, well, yeah, everyone can survive. So let's finish this project first, the hunting cabin, and then the tailor, I suppose. What's it really called? The tailor. Alright. Good. Now we're building this cabin. We actually have a lot of laborers because there aren't all that many jobs just yet. But we'll be getting a few hunters now, so that's good. Now where do we put the tailor? Let's paint another road this way. I should have enough room. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now let's put in a hunter. I'm gonna be starting with 1. Now we need a tailor. I'm gonna be building this one over here because I want this area to be somewhat forestry for all these guys. So the tailor, where do we put you? Something like that? No, that's weird. Let's put you on this side of this house. Tailor cannot be placed on this location. Oh, this little piece of hill is in the way. Alright, fair enough. But if I get rid of that piece of road, then I should be fine. Yeah, that'll be good. I can still put a piece of road in front of it. Alright, there we go. Now we are very busy. We got a lot of laborers and builders. How's the hunting cabin doing? We got a bit of leather and venison. It's gonna take a while until we have enough leather to jumpstart the tailor. Oh, that's going fast. So, reserve of iron, stone. Okay. I guess we need a bunch of stone here and iron as well. Let's collect some things. Got a bit of stone back here. Let's collect a bunch of iron. That's a start. And logs as well, but we do have a forester, so I guess we kind of wait until he gets to it. We have quite a bit of stored firewood, which is good. So I'm actually gonna perhaps pause this guy so that we can accumulate a bunch of logs. Although, well, no, let's just chop some trees. But not too much, because we gotta make sure that there's some nature left for all these guys to do their work. But yeah, they extend far enough, so I can chop away back here. That'll be fine. They still have a lot of stuff to do here. Yeah, hunting cabin. Is it bigger than the gatherer's hut? Its range? It looks like it. So we have enough iron, we should have enough stone soon enough. Let's get a bit more from back here and back there. I don't want to over designate. Simply because, well, I don't want them to get rid of everything immediately. I kind of want to make them go do stuff. If I were to designate all of this, they would just haul it back all onto one storage, and I don't know, I guess that might become a little bit boring if you do things, all too much things at once. I don't know. So is this thing almost done? Okay, so they are gonna be building it. How much leather did we get so far? Only 4. That's not great. And the amount of stored food, we have nothing. That's actually kind of, let's put in another gatherer and another hunter. We have enough laborers, so that's okay. I think I might have been on the edge. Even though the gatherer's hut can gather a lot of food, these people do eat fast as well, so we gotta make sure that they are supplied properly. And it's snowing again. So we got 3 gatherers and 2 hunters. That should be enough. And now let's put in someone around here. I'm not sure if they will have enough stuff to make things from. Let's take a look. Full leather. Oh yeah, okay, so they used 2 leather. That's good, so it's working. Some of the buildings seem to require a bigger amount of resources to start off with. Apparently the tailor does not. So that's good. We should have a few more clothes. That's very nice, so that problem has been solved. Anyway, I guess I'll be ending the episode with that, and next time we can start off a new project. I'm not sure exactly what, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.